say like, look, this $20 is not going to change your life over here, but by not putting down that extra 5%, you could go make this investment. That's a really smart perspective. Good afternoon, Anna Kalinsky here with the Anna K In Town team. I am so grateful to introduce Mr. Andrew Hickman, VP of Lending at Guaranteed Rates. And if it's not clear what he does, he is a premier mortgage lender in the Atlanta area, and we're going to jump right into it. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for
Good.
having me.
We're here to learn about the market. We're here to talk about what we're experiencing as a realtor and a mortgage professional. And we definitely want to dive into that. But before we do that, I do want to get to know you a little bit better and get to know, let everybody that's watching get to know your business. So obviously you work closely with our organization. We have a lot of agents that do business with you. They appreciate the service that you bring to the table. But bring us back to how all this got started. How did Andrew get into the mortgage business, and kind of walk me through, like, what has that journey been like for you? Like,
I've done a little bit of everything. I mean, I've done everything from building homes to got my degree in finance, got an MBA, built this amazing house outside of Athens. It was a 2,000 square foot off-grid, completely sustainable home. I decided that I needed to get back to the city. My sister knowing me, she says, you need to get into mortgage. I actually was looking into becoming an appraiser at that time. And so I managed the appraisal desk at Fidelity Bank. And then I said, I want to do loans. I want to work with people. I want to help people. I was hired by Prime Lending. Then I came back. Fidelity hired me. Then Ameris purchased Fidelity. I guess timing was everything because rates were about 5 or 6% when I got into it, and then they dropped, and then the refi boom, and then my purchase business took off. So I've been doing this for about 5 years. I got into this because of the bad experience that I had on my first home, and I just knew that there was a better way to do it, and I knew that there was education to be given. I mean, it's great to help someone purchase their house, but to be able to educate them and share with them certain programs and rules and ways of making it even better to, possibly debunk some of the myths that they come to the table with. But just education and smooth transactions and not treating them like a transaction. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I know exactly what you mean. To have gone through all that you've gone through, to have your masters and all these different backgrounds and experiences that you've had, you come to the table with a full deck of cards. I love that you've set yourself apart in that way, and that you care so deeply to educate people and not just kind of put them through the system.
People show up all the time. They're like, "Oh, we got to put 20% down," or "the lowest rate is the best." And there's all kinds of conversations that we can have with people who are trying to buy a home, and there's just a lot of misinformation given. Um, and so I like to treat people like their family, you know?
What's exciting you right now about the mortgage industry or about the real estate industry in general? Like, we've been on this wild roller coaster in the last 10 years. Everything's been really nuts, off the chain. The last 2, 3 years were like unprecedented.
Lately, I'm jazzed about the company I work for because they're, I came from a bank and I joined Guaranteed Rate, which the way I look at them is they're really a tech company that does mortgages. They've invested so heavily in the digital application, the flash closings where people can electronically sign stuff before they even get to the closing table. Um, the the founder of our companies even started using AI in some of the early stages of underwriting to speed the processes up. Now it's almost normal to close loans in 10 to 14 days. And it's forced a lot of companies to adapt and get sharper and work smarter. And Guaranteed Rate, we're doing it. Uh, you know, I just got somebody cleared to close in 6 days.
Wow.
Like,
And that's what I was going to ask you is, so like, okay, so you've got this AI, they're doing all this underwriting stuff behind the scenes and speeding up the process. Where's the consumer experience different with your company than they would with another mortgage lending company in the Atlanta area.
I send someone a link to my loan application. They can complete it on their phone in a matter of 3 minutes. It's very easy. It's not like awkward or anything like that. It literally takes 3 minutes. And they can upload documents directly to that loan app, that mobile app. And if they're W-2'd and they're salaried, I can push that directly to an underwriter. We bypass processing. We bypass the middle people, the people
Right.
that are organizing stuff. It goes directly to an underwriter. That's one thing that I know is setting us apart from others. But the applicant was like, thanks for making the financing part of this process the easiest part. Usually by now I'm stressed out in a stress rash or something like that, but you guys have made the financing part the easiest part. Now I got to worry about moving.
Our job as realtors is to partner with people that plug in to the entire process
Mm-hmm.
to make expert moves to make this whole thing easier. When you come to this party, this real estate party with a team that can help you achieve all these things and it feels seamless and easy, you will never need to look for additional ways to do business with these people because they're going to come back. And I think that's where this relationship makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
For you to understand our organization, for us to understand how you work. So that handoff is very seamless and we're teeing everything up and people feel prepared to make a move in the market that they're in because it's constantly changing.
It is all about putting the right people with with people. And so my goal when someone applies with me is to take care of some of the things that they aren't aware that they need to take care of, like a homeowner's insurance quote. The second we're under contract, I'm getting quotes for them from some of the people that I do business with. I can put a quote in their hand day one, so they don't even have to think about that.
What's the market of the moment right now? Like what is Andrew Hickman going to do in this market? Like what products are you offering? Like how are you getting in front of people? And like what is the thing that you're trying to drive home with the consumer right now?
Let's say rates right now are 6%. And yeah, you could buy the rate down to 5.75%. It may cost $2,500. Depending on the loan amount, that may only save you $50 a month.
When you're
2,500.
likely going to refinance in just a little bit.
Save that money. Don't pay points right now. Don't buy the rates down right now because that $2,500 is likely just below what the actual closing costs minus escrows would be for a refinance. Another thing that showed up maybe a couple of months ago or maybe late last year was this 2-1 buy down. The seller gives you a lump sum of money. The lender uses that money to buy the rate down 2 points for the first year, 1 point for the second year. And in actuality, it's probably more valuable for you to just take that money, subtract it from your closing costs, because all the bank is doing is putting that into an escrow account. You're making a lower payment, and the bank is holding onto your money, taking a little bit out of that escrow account each month. And
well, I mean, look, let's be honest. Those were buzzwords that
yes,
every real estate agent and every mortgage lender felt
yep.
like they needed to say to get people to think differently about possibility. But the reality is that that's not necessarily what people were choosing. Once they looked
Nope.
at the math, they're like, hey, okay, I can deal with this. I have the opportunity to refinance in the future. I would rather plant a tree today and have it in 5 years than not get into the game at all. Right.
Yep.
So I think you're so smart to say that, not to say that tools can't help somebody that maybe wouldn't have gotten into a home get into a home, which I think is important when the market shifts. You have to open up solutions for people to think an opportunity. That wasn't even a new program. That's been around
No.
since the day
Yeah.
is long.
Another conversation that I'm having right now with stocks down, markets down, is no, you don't need to put 20% down. Sometimes it makes more sense to put 10% down or 15% down. If you have excellent credit, sometimes the mortgage insurance premium is only $20 a month when you're putting 15% down, but it may cost you an additional $20,000. There are a lot of times where even considering putting 10% down rather than 20% down. You could deploy that extra 10% maybe in investments that will earn you far more than the monthly cost of $40 a month on mortgage insurance. And this is especially for people that are having to borrow against their 401ks or getting the financing for their down payment other ways. I'm just all the time. I mean, there was a guy this morning I was talking to, and he decided to go with 10% down versus 20% because it was going to save him $50,000. He wasn't pulling that out of his 401k, but he could very easily keep that 50, put it in the market, and when stocks do start to recover, he's made way more money than that $40 a month that he was going to save by putting that additional 10% down.
I love that you're diving. You're saying like, look, this $20 is not going to change your life over here, but by not putting down that extra 5%, you could go make this investment. That's a really smart perspective. So, Andrew, where does everybody find you? How do we find you?
Calling me is the easiest way to find me. My number is 404-454-9995. I would say email me, but emails are like fax machines these days. Instant messaging is the way to get in touch with me. I do answer my phone. I'm always available. If I'm not available, I'll schedule a time to get back with you. But my
And you
phone
guys
number.
always reach out to us because we work closely with
Yeah. Yeah.
and we'll make it work.
Yes.
You get taken care of on your mortgage needs. Well, I'm so grateful for the time. I know you're busy. You got all those mortgage applications to go through, so I don't want to be in
Yeah.
your way. And you know where to find us. We really appreciate your time.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be a part of your partnership, your team, and I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Andrew. We do.
Thank you.